Greetings and welcome to the Pick a Card for the week of Sunday, December 15th through Saturday, December 21st. We are getting very, very close to the end of 2019. And so it's very important that we get the wisdom and guidance that we need to know as this week begins to draw to a close. As this year begins to draw to a close. So this week we are looking at what we most need to know, do, and be aware of. And we're specifically looking at what we most need to, what signs we need to pay attention to, what signs we need to adhere to, pay attention to, and to heed. And so you are to select from card group number 1, card group number 2, or card group number 3. Comment your card selections down below in order to be entered to win our December giveaway. All right, greetings and welcome to the results video for our pick a card for the week of December 15th through December 21st. There is so much I want to talk about here. Before I go any further, I want to remind you all that if you want to be in the running to win our December giveaway, to make sure that you comment your card selection. So comment if you selected card group number 1, 2, or 3 down below in the comment section by Monday, December 16th. I want to go ahead and also say thank you to everyone who is commenting on Instagram and Facebook. I highly encourage you all who don't follow me over there to make sure that you are following me on those pages. Those links are down below, because that is where I make my first announcements of new products, new sales, upcoming events, and just all kinds of things. And so if you're only checking me out on YouTube, then a whole week could go by before you know what else I have going on. And so in order to stay up to date, to make sure that you follow me over there. And I have a little bit more to say about all of that in my announcements, but excuse me. I actually want to go ahead and get into the opening intuitive message. And you know that if you've been watching any length of time, you know that when I do the opening intuitive message, it is very much connected to whatever the results are that are revealed when I flip the cards over. I don't know what was under these cards. I lay them, shuffle the deck and lay the cards down, and so I don't look at them until you see me flip them over on the camera. And so before I do the reading, I oftentimes get a sense of something that needs to be said, or a message that needs to be shared. And I am filming this on Thursday, December 12th, and it is the day of the full moon. And I know that you all are watching this several days after I'm filming this, but I am really very much strongly feeling this full moon energy, and perhaps it's because the full moon is in the sign of Gemini, and in my natal chart, in my own natal chart, my excuse me, y'all, my moon is in the sign of Gemini, so maybe I'm feeling more connected to that. But whenever there is a full moon, we're all feeling that energy, and we all feel the shift that particular moon ushered in, even days after it happened. And so that's why I'm still sharing it here, knowing that you all are watching this after the fact, but you are still being impacted by the full moon energy. And one of the things that came to me as I was shuffling the cards is the importance of knowing the signs. And when I say signs, I don't mean zodiac signs, right? I don't mean, I know a lot of you know me as an astrologer as well, but I'm not just speaking in terms of zodiac signs. I'm speaking in terms of signs in general. Like when we learn how to drive, we often, not often, depending on where you are, you should have to pass one of those signs tests where they show you all of the signs. I think they take the names off of them or something, and you have to guess what they are. So you have to know that a stop sign is shaped like this, and a road construction sign has this symbol on it, and pedestrian zone looks like this, or a railroad crossing, right, looks like that. So the purpose of passing or taking that portion of the test when you are wanting to learn how to drive or get your driver's license is because when you're out there on the road, these are all of the conditions that you will experience. And if you miss the signs, you will miss when to slow down, when to stop, when to go, when to turn left, when to turn right, when there's a dead end, when there will be, children getting off of school buses. And not knowing the signs can be very, very detrimental. And so I really want to encourage everyone this week to start paying attention to all of the signs that are around us. Now, one of the signs that we are actually experiencing in the moment that I'm recording this, as I mentioned, is a full moon. And a lot of times people, get so excited over a full moon, right? Because it's so beautiful, it's so bright in the sky. People go out and moon gaze and all of that, and that's such a beautiful thing. I do it too, so I'm always encouraging people to look to the sky, look in the sky, pay attention to what is happening in the environment around us. But if that is the extent of our paying attention, then we are missing the signs. We are missing even what the universe is speaking to us. Because the universe itself is always moving and shifting and giving us signs. Yes, we are the ones. Yes, we are in control of our lives, or we are the ones who make the choices, right? So just like somebody who's driving, they can make the choice whether or not to stop at that stop sign. That's their choice. But the sign is still there, nonetheless, to tell them to stop, right? And so, sometimes I encounter conversations dealing with astrology, or people's approach to it, or understanding of it, is this notion that the signs that are happening around us are either only for, to observe and gaze at and be awed by the sheer magnificent beauty of the sky, right? Or the complete opposite, not paying attention at all, or seeing these signs and not understanding that their meaning, it goes way deeper than just having us to pay attention to them and be inspired by their beauty. So whenever we see a full moon, that's the culmination of a period of time. That is the fullness of that particular period of time. And at that moment of the full moon, we are all encouraged to look at the lessons learned. What have we gained? Have we, gotten whatever it was that we were hoping for? And that's why during the new moon phase, a lot of times people do like manifestation rituals that they hope will manifest at the during the full moon time. So the full moon is representing, a lot of times can represent endings, because, or at least the culmination of a period before you step into the next level, before you start over again, right? And so this full moon being in the sign of Gemini, and I talked about this during last week's pick a card, really deals a lot with our own communication. And if we look at, even if we roll the clock back to 6 months ago, when we were actually in Gemini season back in late May and early the first half of June, we can look at, that was a new starting period for all of us for that Gemini energy, which deals with communication and self-expression, and how are we communicating, and how are we expressing ourselves, and do we feel confident and comfortable with expressing ourselves and talking and speaking and writing, or whatever it is that we do, and sharing our ideas and believing that they're even worthy of being shared. and then or even maybe even coming up with new ideas and new ways of communicating. And there's so much more that could be said about that energy. I don't want to go into all of that here. But now that we're experiencing a full moon in that sign 6 months later, we're encouraged to look at how we have grown or not grown in that area of our lives over the past 6 months. And so, just this full moon is really a sign of what we should be paying attention to in our lives. It's not just something to look at and be excited about and excited about how pretty it is in the sky, though that's important. But all of these things that we see are signs. And even when I do these readings here, it's so important to me as a reader to make sure that you all are taking accountability for your own life, that you all are taking accountability for your own growth and learning from your own mistakes, and not just tuning in to hear what I'm gonna say this week, you know what I'm saying, but to take a lot of what I'm saying as your own signs of what you need to grow in, how you can grow, what choices you could possibly make, what opportunities are on your, or obstacles are on your path. And not just me, whoever it is that you listen to, what signs are they making abundantly clear and aware to you? And then are you paying attention to all of the signs that are around you? So this week we are looking at what you most need to know, do, and be aware of, particularly as it relates to the signs that you need to be heeding and paying attention to in your life. A lot of times, because the reasons why we experience the same lessons over and over again, the same challenges over and over again, the same hurdles over and over again, and then we create New Year's resolutions and then we drop them and we start all over again doing the same thing, because subconsciously we have created a pattern that we are kind of are living off of or living on autopilot. And then we miss all of the signs that say stop, change, go left, go right. No, keep forward, keep going, just keep pushing forward. Because if you do, you know your opportunity or your blessing lies ahead. Or wait a minute, no, go back because you forgot something back there, or make a U-turn. We're ignoring all of these signs that are around us and just hoping that by magic things will change in our lives. The signs, the moons, the new moons, the full moon, the new year, the winter solstice, the summer solstice, all of these things, the stop sign, the railroad sign, whatever signs you see in your life, are given to you as to let you know what lies ahead, to let you know where you need to fix things, to let you know what you need to heal, to let you know what you need to let go of, to let you know what you need to increase in your life, what you need to do more of in your life. Even a sign such as something in your body, right? If you are experiencing something happening in your body all the time, that's a sign that, hey, perhaps you need to go to the doctor and get that checked out, right? So before we step into 2020, it's very important that we heed the signs and pay attention to the signs. And all signs are not warnings of something horrible about to happen. They're just there to let us know that a change is happening, a change is on the way, a change is coming, a shift is happening, and it is time for us to also shift and adjust and make amendments to our behavior so that we can get in flow. So that is what this week's reading is all about. I hope I really conveyed that message well, because I was really just speaking, just from my spirit. So I hope that you all were able to receive that. And make sure that you come back and listen to this throughout the week, because it's going to help you with your reading results that I give here in just a few more moments. So make sure that you click down below, because I just mentioned New Year's resolutions, and I have my class. This will be the second year in a row. I'm super excited about it. My online class called Resolution Power. I'm still putting that together. Most of it is put together, so hopefully, by the time you're watching this, there may be a link down below for that, or I may just actually have a link for you to to get on the wait list, so that when that is announced, you can go ahead and be amongst the first to know about that and to sign up for Resolution Power. But it's basically helping you and I to be in line with our own resolutions and to create resolutions that actually manifest. One of the arguments against New Year's resolutions is that they don't work, but there's a reason why they don't work for most people, and I know actually that they do and they can work. And so we're going to get into that, and I'm going to show you exactly how to make your New Year's resolutions work in your own life. And so make sure you look down below for that link. I also have 2 absolutely amazing reading sales happening right now, and there might be more by the time you see this, but as of right now, I have my Supreme Readings Bundle, which includes a 2020 year ahead reading to help you know what you need to leave behind in 2019, what you need to take with you into 2020, how to prepare right now for 2020, and what the new year, the energy of the new year looks like specifically for you. So the Supreme Readings Bundle has that reading, the 2020 year ahead reading, and it also has the mini edition of the Magic of Me intuitive natal chart reading. So if you go back and listen to this opening intuitive message, I talked about how in my own natal chart, I am a Gemini moon. Like when I was born, the sun was in the sign of Virgo, but the moon was in the sign of Gemini. You know, so that's why all Virgos aren't alike, because our charts are all different, and that also applies to you. So the mini edition of the Magic of Me helps you to not only know your sun sign, but also your moon and your rising sign, and what does that actually mean for you? How are they working together to help create the person that you are? All right, so that Supreme Readings Bundle, again, has the 2020 year ahead reading and also the mini edition of the Magic of Me intuitive natal chart reading. Then I have, what else? I believe the 2020 year ahead reading just by itself is probably still on sale. As I'm filming this right now, it's on sale for $10 off. So, you know, since I'm saying it on this video, I'm going to keep it at that price. So that link is down below as well. So, you know, just to sum all of that up, make sure you get on the wait list for Resolution Power. Make sure you get the Supreme's Reading Bundle, which is Supreme. And but if you don't want to do all of that, then just get the 2020 year ahead reading, and that link is down there as well. Always, you know, as I always say, get the magic of self-love, and leave a love offering, also known as a donation. If these readings are benefiting you in any kind of way, I greatly appreciate any and all donations. Like, subscribe, and share. And that is it. So those of you who selected card group number 1, your reading is up next. All right, y'all. So those of you who selected card group number 1, this is your reading. I will quickly go over the announcements just in case you are one of the ones who skipped ahead. Make sure that you comment your card selection by December 16th, Monday, December 16th, if you want to be in the running to win our December giveaway. Make sure you do go back and listen to my opening intuitive message. Even if you already did listen to it again throughout the week, because I talk about this full moon that we just experienced in the sign of Gemini, and the extreme importance of heeding and paying attention to all of the signs that are presented to us in our lives. And so that opening intuitive message will help you to understand this reading here, because this week we are looking at what you most need to know, do, and be aware of. What signs do you need to heed and pay attention to for your highest good and benefit? Also, make sure you look down below at all of the links down below so that you can get on my wait list for Resolution Power, so that you can actually create New Year's resolutions that actually manifest. So I'm going to teach you all how to do that. I also have 2 amazing readings, reading sales happening. The Supreme Readings Bundle, which includes the 2020 year ahead reading, as well as the mini edition of the Magic of Me intuitive natal chart reading, where I show you your the relationship between your own personal sun, moon, and rising signs, and how that makes you who you are, right? So get the magic of self-love. Leave a love offering or a donation if these readings are benefiting you, and then also like, subscribe, and share. All right, y'all. So the stone that you all have at the top here, and this light really isn't giving it the justice that it deserves, but it is an aventurine. It's a very beautiful deep green stone, gemstone. And aventurine is one of those stones that really connects to the heart chakra. So it does help with love and compassion and self-love and forgiveness and healing, and bringing about a healing energy in your life, and helping you to be able to walk in forgiveness, helping you to walk in compassion. And it is one of those stones that also sometimes you see it being used alongside with citrine. So because with this green, it is a stone of abundance. On one hand, you could think in terms of fertility, but also in terms of financial abundance and prosperity. So this is one of those stones. It's always good to have an aventurine somewhere in your gemstone arsenal. So you know what I always tell you to do. If you want to know more about this stone, make sure you Google aventurine. And before I flip this card over, I'm just always be throwing in extra messages, but I just want to say thank you to everyone who is watching, everybody who follows me on Instagram and Facebook, because, you know, I always make special announcements over there. But bigger than that, I just appreciate y'all. I really do. And I'm just feeling like somebody needs to hear that. Whoever selected card group number 1, who needed to hear, not necessarily from me, but in general, that you are loved and that you are appreciated and that you are valued. I hope that you all feel that and know that right now. All right. So I hope whoever needed to hear that heard that. So anyway, so the card that's on top of here comes from a goddess energy deck. And the goddesses speak to us all, whether we are a man or a woman. And even if you don't believe that they actually existed or not, that's not the point. It's their story that teaches us the lessons that we need to know. And so this week, you received the goddess Saradwin, I believe is how her name is pronounced. Wow, Saradwin. And she deals with, as you see on here, potential. And every time I see this card, it's like my eyes are just drawn right to that stone in the middle of her, what some would call the third eye, or the Ajna chakra. But being able to see beyond where you are, being able to see, which is potential, right? Potential in whether it's potential in yourself or potential in someone else, or something else, is always a indicator of something that you can't see, but you see the potential. You know what I mean? So it hasn't manifested yet, or the ideal perhaps hasn't manifested yet, but the potential is there. And so Saradwin reminds you of potential. And so I'm going to read 2 messages. The first is the empowerment message, and then the second one is her alignment message. So the empowerment message says, you are a child of infinite potential, and the Celtic goddess Saradwin is here to remind you of the power that resides in the womb of your heart and the chalice of your mind. Everything you need is coming together right now, as if your life's reflection were shining brightly in a golden liquid in Saradwin's magical, transformative cauldron. Imagine greatness and there will be greatness. Envision peace and there will be peace. Choose love, choose gratitude, and choose faith in the divine magic that flows through you. These are the only ingredients needed for the goddess Saradwin to work her transformation magic on your behalf. Regardless of the limitations imposed on your world by fate, culture, and conditioning, your true destiny is coalescing on your behalf. You can be anything you imagine. Remember this, dream and trust that everything you need exists to make that dream a reality. This is the promise of the goddess Saradwin. Wow, so that's really good. And it kind of ties into this gemstone, aventurine, paying attention to that, to the potential that dwells within your heart and in your mind. And some of you I feel maybe may know that you have potential but don't believe in yourselves, right? And so this is a time to really tap into the true belief in yourself and your true potential. And your potential doesn't just have to be something that, you know, you're always thinking about but never actually walking in. Your potential can be your reality. So let me read her alignment message. The alignment message says, when you become complacent in your comfort zone, you run the risk of never moving beyond where you are. Your true potential remains dormant and inaccessible. This may feel like a vague boredom, an envy of others, or an anxiety accompanied by a sense of low self-worth, reinforced by habit or an addiction to feeling like life will be amazing for everyone else but you. Or in so many cases, it's just been trained into you after generation upon generation of repression and conformity. The goddess Saraduin comes to remind you that it's time to course correct. Your alignment task is to turn this around by releasing all judgment toward yourself and others and reclaiming those dreams you seem to have lost. Write down those dreams and set your intentions. Then look in a mirror, imagining that you're looking into Saraduin's transformative cauldron, and say them out loud as if they have already happened. You are so much more than you allow yourself to be. Only good will come of your growth. Your dreams and cherished desires are important to the divine. The way is simple and profound. Just say yes with gratitude in your heart, and the goddess Saraduin will lead you to discover your highest good. Wow. So again, you know, go back and listen to my opening intuitive message where I really I go in on the importance of the signs that are around us, not necessarily astrological signs, but the signs of life that come around to hint. They're not hinting, they're almost screaming at you to go here, go there, turn left, turn right, you know, and to so that you can move beyond your comfort zone. Some of you really have been getting a lot of messages, but you keep needing another message and somebody to confirm it and to double check and to make, and you know, and it's like, you know, your God, the universe, your higher self, whatever, it's like, will you just get the damn point? You have this potential, like, you know, and go in the direction of your potential. And then before you know it, your potential will be your reality. But you need to be able to, you know, I feel like some of you, is not so much about heeding the signs or needing a sign. It's about finally, excuse me, let me rephrase that. Not about needing the sign, but about heeding the signs. You have all the signs you need to do and live up to the potential that you know you have. So you don't necessarily need more and more signs. You just need to heed the signs that you've been given. All right. So you know what I always tell you all to do? If you want to know more about this goddess, make sure you Google Saraduin, because there's stories. Every goddess has a story and a mythology that helps us all to better understand the lessons that they teach. So if you want to know more about her story, just Google Saraduin. All right, so the card on the bottom is pretty much where you are right now, what wisdom there is for you in the moment. And then the card that crosses it lets you know what can help or hinder the guidance that is given here, okay? So you have the Lovers, and it is crossed by the Wheel of Fortune. Good God, 2 major arcana cards. Okay. The Lovers, and it is crossed by the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so the Lovers, whenever I see this card, you know, a lot of times people get excited. Lovers, right? And yeah, it can. Yeah, it is some lovers. You know, this can be a lover situation, but it's also a card of choices and decisions. The Lovers card often reminds me on a deeper level that the choices and the decisions that you make as an individual have a counterpart to them, have an outcome, have a response, have a reward or a consequence to the choices that you make. And it's almost like, you know, are you going to, especially with y'all receiving Saraduin, which is potential, which is, you know, that's a really good card to receive. But it's only good if you choose to live up to your potential. And so that for you all this week, I believe the Lovers is showing up because, you know, you're given choices, to make, given options, but the choices are yours, right? And the Lovers card always indicates when there are choices, when we are being called to make choices that are for our highest good or for the highest purpose. The story behind the Lovers card, you know, whether you believe it or not, or believe it happened in this way or not, is kind of like the Adam and Eve story. So in the traditional tarot deck, this is an Afro, this deck is called the Afro Tarot. But in the traditional deck, it's like a man and a woman, and they're standing there, and they look like Adam and Eve. They're totally naked, and they got the little leaves on their bodies. And and it's the idea that, you know, their choices, they both benefit or are rewarded and are both living under the consequences of their choices, and no one can blame the other, right? And so likewise, you know, some of you may be in situations where you want to, or you have been blaming other people. It could be somebody that you are a lover with, you know, but just blaming other people for the circumstances and conditions in your life. And really, the choices are always yours. You choose. Your partner is your choice. Whether you are partnered or married or whatever is your choice. The career that you have is your choice. You know, whether or not you are going to live where you live or you're going to move is your choice. You know, like, so the Lovers card is always reminding you of the power of your choices and the power of the outcome of your choices, which is very interesting because you receive the Wheel of Fortune. So the Lovers is, these are just other gemstones in my head. The Lovers card is crossed by the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune, you know, a lot of times when we see it, we only think about fortune in terms of good, right? So we say, oh, a good fortune, good fortune. There's quote unquote good and bad fortune, you know, but it's all based on one's choices. And the Wheel of Fortune in our lives is spun by us. You spin the wheel of your own fate, your own destiny, of whether, you know, it will be an outcome that you desire and want, or an outcome that you don't desire and don't want. And that is based on your choices. How do you turn the wheel? Based on your choices. So this reading is like saying, okay, look over the choices of your life. Heed the signs. I mean, even if we go back to the Adam and Eve story, if you know the story, you know, they're told what to do, what not to do. Then they made a choice. They both ate of the tree. They both, you know what I'm saying? And there's a whole deeper esoteric meaning to that whole story. But that's not the point right here. The point is that choices create outcomes, whether beneficial or unbeneficial. And if you're wanting to change your Wheel of Fortune, if you're wanting to spin the wheel and get a better fortune in life, get a better outcome to your circumstances, then you have to make better choices. And you have to make choices that are in line with the potential that you are saying that you have, and the potential that you are saying you want to experience in your life. So, you know, heed the signs, you know, on the Wheel of Fortune. Even if you think about the game, the Wheel of Fortune, the game show that's been on for 1 million years, right? On that wheel, there's so many things on that wheel. There's win a new car, you know, win $1 million, win $5,000, go bankrupt, lose a turn. You know what I mean? And the only thing that determines what comes up on that wheel is how fast the person spun the wheel, how slow, you know, essentially the person spun their own wheel. So what wheel are you spinning for yourself? What outcome are you hoping for in your life? It's not all up to fate or something unseen, but it's very much up to the choices that you are making in your life. And so let's see what wisdom card came for you all. Wow. Poised. Yeah. Poised. Whenever I see this card, I already know. Like you it's what it says. You're poised. You're in position for opportunities, for blessings, for things to open up for you. But again, that's up to you. So let's read what poised says. All right. Poised. Being ready. Bringing something to light, being at your best, confidence. You can be assured that you are ready for anything right now. You know what you need to. You know what you need to. Your skills are sharp. I can read, y'all. Your skills are sharp. You've come to this place armed with wisdom and knowledge. And you sense a new phase of your life about to begin. People respond to your confidence and trust you. This is an auspicious time to begin new things. Makes perfect sense to me. I mean, this is an auspicious time to start new things. You are poised and ready. You're poised and ready to receive the potential, to actually manifest the potential that you have, that you know that you have. But it's all about the choices that you make. How you choose could be how, depending on your own personal situation. You're not the only one who selected card group number 1, but it could be, the choices you are making in partnerships and love. But it could just mean the decisions that you are making in general. Are you making choices that only bring immediate satisfaction but long-term dissatisfaction? Are you making choices that keep you from pursuing your potential or living beneath your potential? Because the choices you make determine what comes up on your wheel of fortune for you. So, but you are poised for success. You are poised for the good that you want for your life. You just got to make the choices daily to align to that specific good for your own life. So that is the wisdom that you need to heed this week. These are the signs that you need to pay attention to this week. And I hope that you all heard and received what you came here for. All right. So make sure that you click the link down below or comment down below your card selection by Monday, December 16th, to be in the running to win our December giveaway. Make sure that you get on my wait list for Resolution Power, but also get your readings right now for your 2020 year ahead. These readings here are very general. They're for everyone who watches, who comments, who doesn't comment. You're not the only one who selected your card group, but if you want a reading that is specific to you, make sure that you book any one of those readings that I have listed down below. And then leave a love offering or donation, like, subscribe, and share. And as always, I so appreciate you, each and every one of you. And until we speak again, I am wishing you all so much peace and love. Thanks for watching. Well, hello there, and welcome to the results for card group number 2. I will go over the announcements very quickly, just in case you were one of the ones who skipped ahead. Make sure that you comment your card selection by Monday, December 16th, if you want to be in the running to win our December giveaway. Make sure that you go back and listen to our opening intuitive message. Even if you already listened to it, make sure you listen again throughout the week, because something I say there can make more sense to you now, but it will definitely help you to understand this week's reading, because I talk about how we have just experienced a full moon in the sign of Gemini, but that the moon, as well as other things that go on around us all the time, serve as signs that we need to pay attention to. They're not just meant for us to be gazing at and be excited about in that way, but we need to heed the signs. Hence, what we're talking about in this week's pick a card. What signs do you need to pay attention to? What do you need to heed this week for your highest good? Also, make sure that you click down below for my reading sales. I have sales right now happening on my readings, I have the Supreme Readings Bundle, which includes the 2020 Year Ahead reading, as well as the mini edition of the Magic of Me Intuitive Natal Chart reading. Both of those readings are bundled together as the Supreme Readings Bundle. And then, but if you just want the 2020 Year Ahead reading, that's down below as well. Also get on my wait list for Resolution Power. Whoop, whoop. Resolution Power is a class I'm going to teach you all how to create resolutions that actually manifest. And then, what else? Get the magic of self-love. Excuse me. Leave a love offering or a donation. Like, subscribe, and share. All right. Now that that's said, you all have received, isn't that pretty, y'all? Look at that. A red tiger's eye. I think last week I had just a regular tiger's eye as one of the stones laid out. But this week I have the red tiger's eye. And just like the regular tiger's eye, you know, the regular tiger's eye deals with creativity and willpower and confidence. And so red tiger's eye deals with that as well. But it really helps to boost your motivation, that fire energy that's in it. It gives you that drive, that motivation and determination to stay in a place of confidence and stay in a place of power and stay in a place of being able to tap into your own creativity. And so red tiger's eye is definitely like, if you want to kick up a notch all of the energy of just the regular tiger's eye, then a red tiger's eye will help you to do that. And so, you know what I always tell you to do if you want to know more about this stone? Guess what? Google tiger's eye. All right, y'all. So the card that's on the top here, let me just say this. Oh gosh, every time I get to one of these card groups, I have like an extra special message that only y'all hear. So for card group number 1, it was like I was feeling a certain energy and I felt like they needed a certain kind of sweet message to be told to them, y'all. And I don't know if it's because this tiger's eye, this red tiger's eye, it's got that fire energy. But I'm like, yo, y'all, I just really hope, I don't know what's here, but I'm really feeling y'all's energy. Like, I hope that y'all really walking in your power, like for real. Like, I'm almost, just from the time I went from this card group to this card group, I am feeling super amped up, like revved up. So I hope if any of y'all that are feeling that, that you're using your power and your energy in the right way, for your highest good and benefit. All right. So anyway, back to your card. So the card that is here, it comes from a goddess energy deck. The goddesses have messages for us all, whether we're a man or woman and whether we believe in them or not. It doesn't matter. Their stories really teaches all different lessons. And so the goddess that, let me move that flame a little bit. So I'm talking about all this fire. The goddess that you all have, oh, wow. Okay. I believe her name is pronounced Hecate. I really hope I'm saying that right. But this goddess, as you see here, deals with the in-between. She deals with the in-between worlds. She deals with, you know, being in that, look at her eyes. She almost looks dreamlike, you know what I mean? And that, you see even the light, like a halo around her. But she deals with that in-between worlds, really. Like that, not life, but not death. And she kind of gives me a feeling of when, you know, any outcome is possible, you know, because you're still in the in-between state. But staying in the in-between state too long can be detrimental as well. So let's see what message she has for you all this week. I'm going to read 2 messages from her. The first one is the empowerment message. And then the second, excuse me, is her alignment message. So let's see. All right. Pick her back up. Okay. So the empowerment message says, you have been standing in the liminal spaces between what was and what will be. Who you have been and who you are becoming. The Greek goddess of crossroads and the in-between, Hecate, welcomes you to her domain and reminds you that neither place is your home. you're being tasked to carefully choose the direction of your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and actions. Now is not the time for hasty action or stubbornness, but a fierce self-inventory. Bless the past for what it has provided, and release all attachments to the stories of what was. Now is the time to understand the responsibilities required of you as you move forward into a new version of yourself that is yet unformed. Who do you want to become? What kind of life are you prepared to live? And how will you wisely yield your power to co-create a new world beneficial for others, not just yourself? You have the magic of Hecate pulsing through you and calling to you to answer. Say yes and step into the unknown to discover what is not yet manifest. As soon as you do, the goddess Hecate will bring her eternal torch to light your way. Wow, which is very interesting. It was probably why I was even feeling this even more so fiery energy of this red tiger's eye. Because it's like, some of you, are stuck in that in-between state, and with this week, we're looking at the signs that you need to pay attention to and to heed. Some of you have been getting a lot of signs and messages on what you need to do, and you're feeling all of this energy like in your gut, because that's where I'm feeling it right now. Like, that gut feeling like you want to do something, you want to conquer something, you want to achieve something, you want to do something, you want to change something. But you're like stuck in this in between. You're not in the past and you're not where you want to be. It's like in this in between realm, this in between domain, and you need that fiery, energy of the red tiger's eye to really give you that kick in the pants and that energy to really finally push forward and to break forward. And I'm saying the energy of the red tiger's eye. I'm not saying you got to get this particular stone. I'm just saying what this stone represents, which is motivation and drive to be able to break free and to be able to break beyond where you are. So you're feeling the energy deep within you, but it's just a matter of projecting it in a way that is effective for you. All right, so I'm going to read her alignment message. And that says, there are times when you find yourself stuck between worlds, unable to go back to the way things were and afraid to move forward without knowing what you're facing. This indecision can be crippling, but you can't stay forever in the in-between. The goddess Hecate offers you a sacred alignment task. Make a move. It doesn't matter if you stumble or fall. After all, you can always course correct. Bring love to the part of you that is afraid and that has lost faith. Remember, you are not alone, as the goddess Hecate will not abandon you in the dark, nor will you remain there for long. Consider as you move forward through life the sacred challenge of trusting the magic that makes this world and your part in it sing with meaning. Don't be afraid to step into the dark. The goddess Hecate will raise her torch and show you the way out. And this is very important, y'all, especially because we're right on the hinges, the fringes of 2019 and getting ready to step into 2020. And there's so much that, who knows what the new year will hold. I mean, even I do 2020 year ahead readings, but I'm not telling you exactly what will happen. I'm just telling you what the energy looks like, and how you can prepare for it. But, there's no guarantee that this will happen, that will specifically happen, whatever. You can't live life hoping for guarantees. You can only live life by living it. And those of you who have perhaps failed immensely in the past, you may be very afraid or hesitant to step forward because out of fear of failing again, but there's always that saying, it's better to fail forward, like go move forward. Failure is a part of living. Making mistakes is a part of living. And to not be completely clear and sure of every single thing that lies ahead is a part of living. Again, if you knew everything that was going to happen, would you even be excited about life? This red tiger's eye is about, that excitement and that passion and that drive for life. So you have to tap into that energy within you to have that excitement and that passion and that drive for living and understanding that you have what it takes. Even if you make a mistake, you'll get back up, you know. You know, but the worst mistake that you can make is to stay in the in-between and stay in that stuck place of not living in the past but also not moving forward, because who is that benefiting? Not you. All right, so you know what I always tell you to do if you want to know more? Make sure you Google the goddess Hecate so you can know more about her story. All of the goddesses have their own stories and mythology that, you know, can be used to help us to have a deeper understanding of what we're going through. So the card on the bottom here is where you are now, your general wisdom and guidance, and then the card that crosses it helps you know what can help or hinder you in that process. So, woo, y'all just not trying to be easy this week, are you? So you receive the 10 of Swords, and it is crossed by the 8 of Swords. The 10 of Swords, and it is crossed by the 8 of Swords. And just like last week, I don't know who it was on card group 1, 2, or 3, but the landscapers decided that it was the perfect time to start like blowing leaves, and I hear their little machine. So if y'all hear that in the background, I'm sorry, because I'm not stopping. So the 10 of Swords is a card oftentimes connected with betrayal. As you see, you know, it's like all of the swords, you know, are stabbing Pharaoh. It reminds me of the story of Osiris or Asar, you know, him being betrayed by his brother. That's another mythology. If you want to look that up, you can. But you know, it's a card of when you have that feeling like, you know, unforeseen betrayal. Yeah, because betrayal is unforeseen betrayal, you know, or like you were going strong and then just some unforeseen circumstance kind of stopped you in your tracks. And it's that feeling of just ultimate devastation. And I mean, that could go from the most extreme example of that to just feeling like you just can't get ahead. You know, you're not the only one who selected card group number 2, so you have to make this apply however it applies to your own life. But the swords, when it's the 10 of Swords, it's just like mentally feeling like I'm tired of trying, and it's that card of just being just completely annihilated, or completely feeling like you just can't move forward, or what's the point in moving forward? Why do I keep trying if this keeps happening, or if I keep falling down or keep collapsing? And I want to tell someone needs to hear this, but you know, it's your trying, it's your decision to keep getting up that keeps you from being completely in that stuck place, in that dark place. Whatever that means for you, whatever the dark place looks like for you, it is your decision to keep living, and that could be literally, or just going. It's your decision to continue to go through the process of life, to continue to get up every day, to continue to believe in something bigger than you, and something more than what you've had, and something more than what you've already experienced. The 10 of Swords can be painful. It can be painful. And we all have those 10 of Swords moments where it's just like, gosh, why did this happen to me? Or why did this person do this to me? Or why can't I get beyond this point in my life? Or why every time I get up to try, you know, I feel like something happens and it knocks me back down again, you know. But, you know, especially with you getting this red tiger's eyes, like I'm just so strongly feeling like some of you need to know that I be trying to keep my language clean on these picker cards, because sometimes, you know, outside of these videos, woo, depending on what's happening in the world. But some of y'all just need to say forget it to, you know, everybody else and their opinions and what they do, you know what I mean, and stop letting other people's thoughts, because the swords, you got two swords cards, and the swords deal with mental energy, thoughts. You know, it could be your own mental energy, but I'm feeling for some of you, it's even the mental energy, the thoughts and the words of other people that you keep letting knock you down. Like somebody saying something about you, somebody not having faith in you, somebody laughing even at you, or being like, oh, here he go again, or here she goes again, trying that again. You know, she ain't gonna get far, he ain't gonna get far. And you letting those words hurt you to your core. You're letting, because the love that, the only way a person can hurt you is because you love them. You know, people you don't give a shit about, it don't matter what they say. You know what I'm saying? But when you care about somebody and they say something or think less of you, now that's hurtful. Like, that's enough to make you have this kind of feeling like, ooh, I might as well just lay down and die. You know what I'm saying? But you're not going to lie down and die. You're going to get up. You're going to be empowered, and you're going to be encouraged, and you're going to get out of this in-between state that the goddess Hecate was talking about. Because not living in your past and not living in your future, it's like, well, then where are you? You know, find you. Use this tiger's eye. What I keep saying, it deals with your ambition and your passion. What's your ambition? What's your passion? Remember who you are. Stand strong in your own confidence. Stand strongly in your own power. Remember your own power. Remember your own confidence. Remember your own strength. Because that card is crossed by the Eight of Swords. The Ten of Swords is crossed by the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords is really a prison of your own doing. You know, have you ever seen, what's the story about, or I guess it's a story or whatever, about the elephant that was tied to a post by, you know, some hard chain or whatever, and at some point then the chain is changed to a rope. But by that point, this big strong elephant has trained his own brain to believe that he can't go any further than his chain, you know. So even when he's quote unquote chained to the post by a rope, he still doesn't even try to escape. He still doesn't even try to get free, because he has been convinced in his own mind that he can't go any further than what his rope will allow, even though he's stronger than the rope and he's stronger than the pole that he's chained to, right? He can easily use his own strength, to get out. So likewise, the Eight of Swords is like, you know, you've got your own mental blocks that are keeping you chained down. Yes, like this Ten of Swords, yeah, you may have had somebody betray you, talk about you, or have a lack of confidence in you. And instead of just saying, hey, that's how they think, that's not how I think, you adopted their thoughts, and their thoughts became your thoughts, and you adopted it. And then you created your own prison. You've locked yourself in your own prison. But the beautiful thing, and why the Eight of Swords doesn't have to be a negative card, is that when you are the one who locked yourself in your own prison, you are the one who has the power to get yourself out. And with it being a swords card, is usually a logical way to get yourself out. It's usually just making a decision, because the swords deal with your mind. So you can just make a decision. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'm not living in the in-between anymore. I'm not living below my potential anymore. I'm not dealing with this foolishness anymore. I am going to live my best life, and I'm going to live it now. It's clearly a decision that you can make. That's it. So this week, since we're looking at the signs that you need to heed in order to for your highest good and for your highest benefit, this is it. Your sign is you have the key. It's like I literally keep seeing a key in my mind of, you know, of you having a key in your hand and you unlocking your own door, you unlocking your own prison. It's like I'm seeing a jail cell. You know, they have bars, you know, it's like these swords are, you know, almost look like bars, but you know, they're bars, but you just reaching through those bars with your key in your hand, and you unlocking the gate, you unlocking the jail cell, and walking out and freeing yourself and moving forward. however that plays out for you. So the wisdom card that you receive, thinker. This came up last week too for somebody, but it's very interesting that I just said that the swords are analytical cards, logic cards, mental mind cards, and then you get thinker. Thinker really definitely deals with using your power to analyze and to think. So let me read what this card has to say for you. 1 second. If I can find it. Okay. Thinker. Strategy. Being analytical and logical. The ability to reason and strategize is the focus now. Take things at face value and follow the logical path. Your calculations will prove to be correct, for in this moment there is no deeper meaning than what is obvious. Things are exactly as they seem. You have all the information you need. Keep it simple and you will win the game of life you're playing right now. Super simple. Think your way out of it. If you're in the in-between, if you're stuck in the in-between, what is the next logical step to get yourself out of it? Don't think you got to know the whole thing, and don't think you got to live in the past about all of the devastations, the betrayal, the failures, whatever of the past, and how the past has kept you stuck. What is the next logical step that you need to take in order to get out? That whole saying that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step is so true. Don't overthink it. Just take the first step towards where you're trying to go in your life. It's that simple. Don't overthink it. Don't go into analysis paralysis. Just do the next best thing that you can do. And then after you do that, guess what? Then you do the next best thing you know to do. And then what do you do after that? Guess what? You do the next best thing you need to do. And then what do you do after that? Say it with me. I'm going to do the next best thing I need to do. That's right. So that's it. That's it. How you get out of the in-between. How do you get out of the stuck place? How do you get out of the disappointment and frustration and betrayal and whatever else? You free yourself. You be like the strong ass elephant who's stronger than the chain that's holding him, but you break free from it. You be like the person who has the key to their own jail cell. You get yourself out. You wouldn't have the key and not free yourself. That would be dumb. You don't stay stuck in the in-between if you don't have to. You free yourself, and you do it by thinking of the next. Get out of your feelings and get into what is the next best logical step that you need to take in order to proceed forward, and then do that. All right. So that is your reading for this week. December 15th through December 21st. Make sure that you comment your card selections by Monday, December 16th to be in the running to win our December giveaway. Get on the wait list, y'all, for Resolution Power. That link is down below. Book your own personal readings, because I go deeper than this in your own personal reading. So those links are down below as well. Leave a love offering or donation if this reading has been beneficial to you in any kind of way. Like, subscribe, and share. Go back and listen to the opening intuitive message. And until we speak again, as always, I'm wishing you all so much peace and love. Thanks for watching. All right, y'all. So greetings and welcome to those of you who selected card group number 3. Woo woo. So before I go into it, I will quickly go over the announcements just in case you were one of the ones who skipped ahead. Make sure that you comment your card selection down below by Monday, December 16th, if you want to be in the running to win our December giveaway. Thank you to everyone who has already commented on Instagram and Facebook. Also, make sure that you get on the wait list for my class Resolution Power, because it will help you to create resolutions that actually manifest in 2020. I also have 2 amazing reading bundles or reading sales down below. So make sure that you get that, because you can get the Supreme Readings bundle, which includes the 2020 year ahead reading. And then it also includes my magic, the mini edition of the Magic of Me Intuitive Natal Chart reading. Excuse me. And so in that one, I look at not only what does 2020, what you need to be aware of personally, just for you, coming ahead in the upcoming year, but we also look at your sun, moon, and rising sign so that you can know better who you are, why you do the things you do, why you like what you like. And it just puts you in the power seat of your own life. And so that Supreme Readings bundle, I highly encourage that you all get that as well. Make sure that you get The Magic of Self-Love, my book that's down below. Leave a love offering or donation if these readings are benefiting you in any kind of way, or just to support this channel. Like, subscribe, and share. And what else? Oh, if you skipped ahead, then you definitely missed my opening intuitive message where I talked about us just experiencing the full moon in the sign of Gemini back on December 12th. And so, and how it's very important that we pay attention to the signs that are going on around us, because they're not just there for us to say, "Ooh, this happened, that happened," you know, whatever. They're there so that as signs to help us and guide us in our own lives. Hence of why it will be important for you to listen to that, because it'll give you better insight to what we're going to talk about here. Because this week's reading is all about what you most need to know, do, and be aware of as it relates to the signs that you need to pay attention to in your life for your highest good and benefit. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. The stone that you have on top of here is a green opal. Very pretty stone. I love this stone. And mine actually chipped like the other day, like it broke. I hope, yeah, okay, whatever. Anyway, so it broke, y'all, but that happens. Stones fall, chip, whatever. But green opal is a stone that deals with that heart chakra energy, that emotional needs of your heart. It really helps to calm you down. Let's just say if you're over emotional or just feeling a lot, even if you're not an emotional person, sometimes, you know, just with us being in the world, we're so inundated with so many things that are happening around us, or, you know, on the news, or just people around us, just things, and we don't realize how that is affecting our emotional bodies. So green opal really helps us in dealing with that, and helping to cleanse even yourself of unwanted emotions that you might be carrying around, and so it helps to unburden you from that. So anyway, so if you want to know more about this stone, you know what I always tell y'all to do: Google green opal. All right, so the card that you have on top of here comes from a goddess energy deck, and the goddesses have stories that help us all, whether we are a man or a woman, and whether or not we actually believe the goddesses existed or not, that doesn't matter. It's more so their stories and how they can be beneficial to you, is, you know, at least that's how I view it in these readings, you know. So take their stories and let them be useful to you. So the goddess that is speaking to you this week is the goddess. Okay, y'all, seriously. You know what? I'm going to have an award ceremony for the goddesses. And I'm going to give an award to this goddess as the goddess who appears most in my readings. She literally appeared last week. And I want to say she appeared the week before. Now, she didn't appear for card group number 3. She was, I think, on 2 or 1. She appeared a week, 2 weeks before that. I want to say she appeared sometime in November. And sometime in October. She has just been like making all kinds of appearances. And when I shuffle the deck, I always ask, I'm like, okay, goddesses, you know, I got 3 stacks. So which 3 of you have the message for, you know, have messages for my audience? And so she just keeps coming up. So some of y'all apparently need to hear what she has to say. So I hope that y'all are paying attention. Kuan Yin, the goddess Kuan Yin, she deals with compassion. She deals with love. She deals with being non-judgmental. And y'all, it's just, it really is a lot happening in the world around us. And so many of us are tuning in and for it all and giving ourselves front seats to it all, which is just creating massive amounts of stress in a lot of ways. And Kuan Yin reminds us to have love and compassion, not only for ourselves, but for the world around us. Because if we just look at everything that's happening, we will just be so overwhelmed, and we won't feel that anything we do or say matters. And so Kuan Yin reminds us of the importance of showing love and being compassionate. So I'm going to read 2 messages from the goddess Kuan Yin. The first one is the empowerment message, and the second is her alignment message. Okay, so the empowerment message says, compassion is what's needed right now to help you release perfectionism and defensiveness. The purpose of compassion is to help reduce suffering in the world, so be mindful not to judge yourself or others too harshly as you stumble through life's obstacle course. In fact, tuning into the energy of compassion and kindness almost instantly eradicates the stirred up energy of controlling thoughts and knee-jerk behaviors. The Chinese goddess of compassion, Kuan Yin, offers a gentle nudge to ask yourself this question: what would kindness do in this situation? If you approach everything with that in mind, you will discover solutions and new paths unfolding before you. In fact, living with compassion as your guide really changes everything, right down to the products you buy and the food you eat. Today, make kindness a priority. The world will be a better place, and you will feel amazing as you see the miracles light up where you least expect them. Make kindness your priority this week, okay? If you need, since this week we were talking about signs to heed and pay attention to, if you see a moment where you have the choice to be an asshole or the choice to be kind and compassionate, choose kindness and compassion. If you're experiencing a moment this week in life where someone around you is choosing the asshole path, then you choose the kindness path, okay? That's the best way I can explain it. So the next message I will read from her is her alignment message. And that says, are you feeling overwhelmed by all the suffering in the world and you can't imagine how you could make a difference? Do you feel hopeless over how we treat nature and each other? The goddess Kuan Yin knows that this is an important time of reckoning and reordering, but wants you to be careful not to fall into a pit of despair. If you allow the media to fill your mind with a constant barrage of what's wrong in the world, you will become numb and unable to move. The good news is in your alignment task. First, focus your mind locally. Your choice is not to save the world, but to bring your attention to where you can help. Even the smallest step toward a greater compassion is huge. Educate yourself about cultural issues and be better and more conscious and sensitive about your choices. Lend a helping hand to someone in need. Volunteer your time and choose one random act of kindness daily to help alleviate suffering. Do what you can and make that count. Always ask in your work, your relationships, and in your community, how will what I do serve others well? Remember, if you're remember, if you don't get it right, you can always course correct. With commitment, you will add more beauty to the world. Everyone is learning right now, and Kuan Yin reminds you to be kind to yourself too as you accept your role in birthing a new world into being. Excuse me. Let me take a sip of my water. Excuse me. Y'all get the point. I really hope. There's no point in me elaborating on that. And some of you, if you've been following me, you perhaps have been one of the ones who keeps getting Kuan Yin. So I really hope that you're heeding the message and letting compassion be your guide this week, okay? So the cards that you receive here, the one on the bottom is where you are right now and your general wisdom and guidance. And then the card that crosses it helps you know what can help or hinder you. All right, so, woo, child, y'all. Dang, I thought card group number 2 was giving me a run, but y'all giving me a run for my money this week in these readings. All right, y'all. Oh, I would turn the camera on myself if my hair was done, but I ain't gonna do it. You receive the Three of Swords, and it is crossed by the devil. The Three of Swords, and it is crossed by the devil. All right, y'all. The Three of Swords. As you can probably guess if you're looking at this card, the heart is being pierced. Now, the swords always deal with mental energy, information, knowledge, logic, reason, your thoughts, your words, all that kind of stuff. But the heart is emotional. So it's like you ask yourself, every time I see the Three of Swords, I know that it's information or a way of thinking or being made aware of something that pierces your emotions. Is where the mind and the heart meet. The Three of Swords is one of those cards of if you're feeling heartache, pain, betrayal, somebody cheated on you, somebody lied, or it could just be something that really hurts you to your core in your heart. Like it doesn't even necessarily have to be like a lover that did you wrong, but it's like when, you get news about something happening to someone you love, or maybe even like a child that is just not going down the right path, and the knowledge of that, the swords, is hurting your heart. It's that kind of knowledge, an awareness that really can either hurt you to your core or is at least impacting you on a soul level, on a heart level, which makes sense why Kuan Yin had to show up again, because Kuan Yin deals with compassion and reminding you of love. Even this green opal, I'm trying to do it. I got these other stones in my hand, but even this green opal, that emotional weight on your heart, the stone, the stone can be used to help, to alleviate being overburdened on an emotional level. So I know that love is what you are needing this week. And I know that compassion is what you're needing this week. It's very important. Now, maybe that's the sign that you really need, is to pay attention to what is impacting your heart. Now, some of you, I don't feel this is everybody, but some of you have been choosing to ignore the obvious because you want to ignore the pain, right? So it's like, okay, I'm gonna act like that's not happening. I'm gonna pretend like that hurtful thing isn't happening because I just can't deal with it. But it's happening. You know what I mean? You can't lie to yourself about, you can't heal what you won't face, right? So anything that you won't face, anything that you are trying to pretend as though doesn't really exist, is something that you can't even heal because you refuse to face it. And you're not, I'm not talking about refusing to face it in a law of attraction kind of way, like, okay, I'm going to ignore that because I'm manifesting something better. No, some of you are ignoring what's happening because you think that by ignoring it, you can avoid pain. But the longer you ignore something, the longer you refuse to face it, the worse the pain will actually be, because you're not even facing it so that you can change the situation. As a matter of fact, with it being crossed by the devil, see, the devil is the card. When I see the devil card, and I don't even think the devil has appeared in any of these pick a card readings here lately. So the fact that it's making its grand appearance now is very interesting, because the devil is a card of addiction. It's a card of lying to oneself. It's one of those cards that deals with, and when I say addiction, I don't just mean like drug addiction or alcoholism or anything like that, even though the devil card does appear in that as well. But it's also addiction to the lies that we told ourselves. Addiction to the things that we feel that we can't break free from. The devil card is a card of illusions. So it's like you are being challenged to face the truth about a situation, in your life, or a situation, perhaps even with a loved one, or at least just a situation that affects you on a heart and soul level. But it's being crossed by the devil, like you are being tempted to continue to ignore it. You remember I told you when I did this right here, right? I did this right here. I said the card on the bottom, in the case where you are in your journal wisdom, the card across it can tell you what can help you or hinder you. This devil card is a hindrance. This devil card is the tendency or the temptation to pretend like you don't have a problem, to pretend like there's nothing to work out, to pretend like there's nothing to heal, or even to give excuses as to why you can't heal, why you can't overcome, why you're in that abusive relationship, why your child is going through their drug problem, why you might be going through a drug problem, why, and all of the reasons why that keep you bound to your trauma, bound to your pain, bound to your struggles, bound to your lack, bound to horrible relationships, whatever it is for you, because you're not the only one who selected card group number 3. So I got to give as many reasons and, possibilities as possible. But the devil card is the card that keeps you tempted to stay locked into a low vibrational state, which is also why Kuan Yin is probably needed and compassion. Feel the difference in energy with that. Look at these cards. It's like boom, boom, boom. But then you get this, is she's on top saying, look, compassion is what's needed. It's probably why I said, those of you who may be tempted to go down the asshole path. This is definitely asshole energy. What do I mean by that? I mean, being in situations that you refuse to face because they're so hurtful. So instead of dealing with the hurt and truly healing and overcoming, you might be tempted to defend it, to be an asshole, to tell everybody who's trying to help you that they're wrong, to hurt people who are trying to love you, to hurt people who are trying to help you, instead of receiving the love and showing that love back in return, and understanding that, when others show you compassion, it's because they love you. Sometimes it's so hard to face yourself. It's so hard to face your own challenges. I personally know from personal experience that it's hard to face the parts of you where you could have done better. You could have made better choices. You could have gone down a different path, but it's not going to help you to keep making excuses for yourself and avoid the inevitable, so don't let the, because your 3 of Swords was crossed by the devil, that's telling me that some of you may be very tempted to do everything in your power to avoid the hurt, even if it means healing the hurt, even if it means rising above, even if it means being the more mature person, even if it means walking away, even if it means getting the help that you need, even if it means going to somebody and saying, I need help. I need you to help me to let this relationship go. I need you to help me to put this alcohol down and these drugs down. I need you to help me to get out of this situation. I need you to help me to stop, living below my standard. Even if it's a 12-step program, you know what I mean? Real talk, y'all, like whatever it is that you might be tempted to let your ego prevent you from getting the help that you need, this ain't the week to keep doing that. You remember, this week we're looking at what you most need to know, do, and be aware of as it relates to the signs that you need to pay attention to so that you can elevate. So what signs are all around you that an area of your life needs help? Don't ignore the signs. Don't make excuses for it. Don't make excuses to keep living on a low level, to continue to be mistreated, to continue down a detrimental path, to refuse to walk in supreme healing. We are getting ready to walk into 2020, and you don't want to carry this kind of weight with you in the upcoming year. Freedom is possible. Joy is possible. Love is possible. Abundance is possible. Healthy relationships are possible. Living a clean life is possible. You know, breaking free from patterns, you know, even if they're generational. Just because your family did it and lived that way don't mean that you got to. There's so much more waiting for you. And you are the only thing that will stop you from having what you want. What I'm really feeling is that this card is hard. Yes, this Three of Swords is hard. It's hard to face things that rock us and shake us on a core and a soul and a heart level. Yes. But this card is some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what this combo looks like to me. It's like the Three of Swords is like finding out that your lover that you thought was monogamous is cheating on you, right? But then the Devil card is, I'm going to key his car. I'm going to bust his windows out his car. You know, I'm going to show up at his job and shoot him or do something or stab him. You know what I'm saying? Like, how? Yeah, you might have been heartbroken, but don't let the devil use you. What's to say, don't let the devil use you? Like, you might have been heartbroken, but your actions to deal with that, is that really going to help you? No, it's not. It's actually going to put you in a worse position because you didn't want to deal with this. You didn't want to learn how to properly heal from the heartache. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different ways this card can play out. The Three of Swords could be, you know, yeah, I know my wife does drugs, you know, and that's so heartbreaking. It's tearing our family apart. So then the devil comes in and says, so I'm just going to give her the drugs. So, you know, because at least she don't argue and cuss me out when I give her drugs. So at least that keeps some level of peace in the house. What the hell? That ain't no solution to this problem. You know what I'm saying? That's only giving excuses and what is it saying? Being an enabler of the problem, right? So don't let the devil use you this week to enable problems and matters of the heart. Instead, get the help you need. Find the love and compassion and the help that you need to heal the matters of the heart rather than letting the energy of, you know, of temptation keep you locked in or being tempted to stay locked in to your excuses. All right. So the wisdom card, the wisdom card that you received this week. Wow, y'all better listen to me this week. I am not even playing with y'all. I'm not even playing with y'all. And those of you who select card group number 3, I want some of y'all to be bold enough and courageous enough to come back on here later on this week and tell me and everybody what you did to stay in the healing place and not in the temptation of the devil place, okay? Because this card that you just got, mending, deals with healing. It deals with recovery. It deals with making amends, all right? So I'm going to read what it has to say. Mending, forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments. Each time we are hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration, we accumulate an unwanted burden. This keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal. Damn it, if y'all don't be listening to me, I'm trying to tell y'all. Okay, let me keep reading. This keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal. The pain, the memories, the echoes of resentments, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of the old hurts in order to reclaim your power. Now is the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, and to make amends to others. Set yourself free. Y'all about to make me like kick my camera down, okay? Whatever it is that's hurt you, and especially if you had a hurt that led to some devilish behavior, it's time to heal that. It's time to forgive the other person. It's time to forgive and heal yourself. Because being locked in that devilish behavior, and I wish I had my other deck down here, because you could actually, on the other deck, the two people on the card are actually chained to the devil, but the chain is so big they could get themselves out of it, but they just refusing not to. Ain't no devil making you do the things that you're doing, basically, is what this card is saying. You are your own devil, and you are your own God. God lives within you. You know what I'm saying? When I say that you're your own God, take that however you need to hear that. You know, even if you just somebody said, you know, God lives within me, or I accepted the Lord into my heart, whatever it means for you, God is within you. The higher power is within you to do the higher thing, to elevate, and to stop making excuses. So any area of your life that is stuck, stagnant, you know, ugly, hurtful, just you're the one who's allowing yourself to stay there. I don't care who did it. Yeah, somebody else may have contributed to it. Somebody may have pissed you off, hurt you, you know, did you wrong, or really did some really horrible things to you. I'm not making light of that at all. You know, people go through some really horrible, traumatic things, and you might be one of them. All right? Don't let that stop you, though, from being healed. Don't let that stop you from making amends first within yourself. You deserve better than this. You deserve to be happy, to have peace, to have joy, to have love, to experience true compassion. And some of you, you know, the compassion, you know, like Kuan Yin said, needs to be compassion to yourself first, because you might have already done so many horrible things that it's hard for you to forgive yourself and to have compassion on yourself and to make peace with yourself. But Kuan Yin, if you can't be compassionate to other people without being compassionate to yourself. So love yourself enough to heal yourself. Get my book, The Magic of Self-Love. That link is down below. And that's not, I'm not just trying to throw that in there. I'm throwing it in there for a reason, because some of y'all need it. You know, but show love to yourself, show compassion to yourself, do what's necessary for you to heal, even if that means asking for help. All right, so that is y'all's reading this week. I can't wait to see how you all triumph and heal and are delivered from anything that would seek to hold you down. All right, so that is the reading for this week, December 15th through the 21st. Make sure that you comment your card selection by Monday, December 16th to be in the running to win our December giveaway. Get on my wait list for Resolution Power. Book your 2020 year ahead readings. All of that information is down below. Like, subscribe, share, follow, comment, show some love, buy a love offering, or just comment down below how these readings are helping you. And as always, until we speak again, I'm wishing you all so much peace and love. Thanks for watching. All right, y'all, so that concludes our reading for the week of December 15th through the 21st. Make sure you comment your card selection by Monday, December 16th, in order to be in the running to win our December giveaway. Make sure you click the link down below to get on the wait list for Resolution Power. Also, right now is the time to book your 2020 year ahead reading, so make sure you do that now while they are still available. Support this channel through giving a love offering or a donation. But also like and subscribe and share these videos with those that you feel would benefit from them as well. So until we speak again, I am wishing you all so much peace and love. Thanks for watching.